All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to both mics.
Hey, welcome. This is a show about nothing and everything. He's Mike Sofka.
And he is Mike Taylor. And together we are both mics.
Both mics. Welcome to show number 40.
Wow. Crazy, huh? 40. I never thought we'd be 4. Well, shit, I never thought I'd be 30, let alone 40. Now we're on episode 40. Christ.
Right. Exactly. Both mics heard everywhere. Podcasts can be heard. We are live every Friday, 7 p.m.-ish on twitch.tv/both mics. If you are listening on a audio device and want to check out us live, check us out Friday nights, 7 o'clock-ish, and we are live. So welcome. What's happening, Mr. Sofka?
Just enjoying life. Yourself?
Oh, yeah, just having a great old time. Getting older by the minute. Everything hurts.
Well, I did go
back out the other day.
Oh, wow. How'd you do that?
We take the boys on Wednesday to this like little gymnasium type class where they just run around like maniacs and break things.
Perfect.
And the 3-year-old insists on me like doing what he does. So of course the good side of my back is actually hurting now from like me holding him by his ankle and him jumping and into my arms and not to my back and all that usual stuff that 3-year-olds like to do to their fathers. So
nice.
Yeah, I've been hobbling around like my grandpa, and it's not fun. I highly recommend not doing it. So.
Well, I went fishing on Wednesday with my stepson, and he and I caught a bunch of fish. We went with Gino Lucy. I'm always talking about Gino Lucy at the end of the show there. We caught over 40 fish in about 5 hours, maybe 40 pounds of fish altogether. We ended up just killing it. It was a good time, but sun and being active outside all day, that's not my normal thing. So yeah, I can relate to you.
Yeah. It's a shame we don't live closer together. We could just lay in bed together and
all right. That's enough of this.
Fight over the remote.
It's a kid show.
Lay in bed, watch.
It's a kid show. All right, you know what time it is. It's time to get right into it with the alien update.
Uh-oh.
Boss, look, an alien! Where?
Warning! Alien approaching! Warning! Biophysical experiments extremely dangerous for Earth people!
It's a pretty good robot. He's a little bit of an alien, too. But I think he's an alien robot. You could be an alien robot, right? Like, not all robots are domestic.
I computed the aliens. They are capable of sinister and dangerous acts.
You weird alien man!
All right, so the alien update, if you're new to the show or you forget, I need to update the graphics first off on this thing. So if you look at the video, but we're talking about Musk, we're talking about Bezos, we're talking about Branson,
Zuckerberg,
Bill Gates.
Who's a new guy? Branson.
Yeah.
Branson.
All these people that are way too smart and have way too much money. They're obviously an alien. They're obviously from some other planet. And one of the reasons why I really believe that now is there was an interesting story. You saw Bezos going up into space, right?
Yeah. He did a little rocket thing and floated around and thought he was all hot stuff.
Well, I got a picture of the rocket right there. If you're watching the video, great. If not, go check it out on YouTube or on Twitch. But it's very phallic-y. It's very...
I'm actually getting aroused right now just looking at it.
I can build it. And is Musk and Branson and Bezos, are they trying to outdo each other's penis size here? Is that what they're doing?
Right. Yeah, like a big dick in a locker room. Like, whoa, hey, what you got there?
I just don't understand. There's got to be something aeronautical, space-driven to it. There's got to be something that really says that this has to be shaped in this fashion. I'm not buying that it's just by accident.
Right. Yeah. No. I'm thinking the fact that it has that bayonet ridge, kind of like the head of your member. I'm guessing there's some kind of aerodynamics behind it, or I don't know. You would think air would get caught back there, or maybe it reduces drag.
Well, have you seen the African rocket yet? That thing is fucking huge.
Okay.
Well, the
No,
good
I
news is
haven't.
at least Bezos' rocket is circumcised. I mean, I can actually look at it, you know.
Yeah. Does that make it Catholic or a Christian rocket? It's possible, or is it Jewish? Is it kosher?
Yes,
Kosher for Passover?
It's a kosher rocket, yes.
Under rabbinical supervision.
Well, I'm not the only one who thought this. On Business Insider, they did a whole article about this, about, you know, the phallic shape of the thing, and then they go into some instant stories. So they really just attracted you with that thought. It's all clickbait, but it did get me wondering, even when you posted it last week. Hey, there you go. Hold up one of our stickers.
Right. Well, this is the straw to my Yeti. I'm thinking maybe I should just put my sticker on my
Perfect.
straw.
Yes. Or you
There
could
we
put it
go.
on your microphone like it belongs.
Yeah, kind of like ABC table. And you can put one on yours, like right there.
Oh man.
Right? Now, if I could just turn it in the right direction. Yeah. All right, maybe next week.
I think
All right.
I'm going to get like new stickers, because I saw this one time at some sort of sporting event. They had like over the urinals, they had like giant pictures of women like looking down at you and stuff, and some were laughing and some were pointing and stuff, and it was pretty funny. I think we ought to get some of those and put them up in bathrooms, like a poster size, and then have her T-shirt with, you know, real big chested woman with both mics across the chest, but she's pointing at your Johnson and laughing while you're taking a leak. I think it'd be effective.
Right.
It would make you remember what it was, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, if the logo's across her chest, they're going to be looking there.
Right? Yeah, it's possible. A lot of overhead, though, on that.
No. We'll find somebody. My brother did, you know, I know to get off a little topic here, but my brother and I, whenever we used to go out, my brother Brian, whenever we'd go somewhere together to some event or something, if we ever stopped somewhere to eat, if we stopped at a wing house, if we stopped at wherever it was, could have been a Denny's, we always get the dude. There's the one dude on the floor. There's 12 waitresses and one dude. You remember, we were the dudes on the floor, right? Well, there's always the dude. And we always made jokes that one day we're going to go into Hooters and we're going to get the dude. When my brother sent me a picture last night, the bartender at Hooters was a dude. So it's official. Even at Hooters and Wing House and stuff, you can get the dude as your server instead of the hot-looking chick you're expecting to get.
Stereotypically used to. Yeah, it's only the only guys I've ever seen in Hooters is usually the bartender, and the cook staff and a manager.
Early on in my restaurant career, I had the opportunity to go manage a Hooters through a franchisee that was one of my customers at the restaurant I was managing at the time, and I told him absolutely not, because I did not want to have a problem, a divorce situation or whatever. And then I got divorced a couple years later anyway. So whatever, you know.
Yeah, my daughter, when she turned 18, was interviewed and hired on at a Hooters until they noticed that she was covered in tattoos, and they said, "Well, sorry, ma'am. They don't go for that." I don't know if things have changed since 2010 or 2008.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. I'm sure pretty soon you're gonna walk in there and it's gonna be friggin' what do they call them? The trans testicles are gonna be there with the giant eyelashes and the big colors and the fans.
Yeah.
And
When I was at Disney a couple weeks ago, I was surprised to see beards and tattoos on cast members. I remember, for the longest time, there was no tattoos, no mustache, no beard.
Yeah.
And then, the early 2000s, 2002-ish, they went okay with mustaches. And now they're okay with beards. They're okay with tattoos. And I was like, what the hell? What happened? So...
Crazy stuff. I mean, I give them credit for changing a little bit with the times. You have to adjust.
Well,
you have to adapt.
Yeah, and it took me a minute to figure that out. It was knee-jerk reaction. First thing was like, "What? This is blasphemy!" What happened to the innocence of Disney and the way things used to be? And then you're like, you know what, old man, get off my lawn situation. You got to change with the times. I don't know. I still don't like it, but
right.
You got to stay in the market.
Right. So getting back to Bezos' Weiner rocket, Oscar Mayer put out something on their social media, and if you're looking at the video, if not, go check it out on YouTube or on Twitch, both mics.
Yeah, both mics.
But you can see there, it's the Weiner Mobile shooting up above the clouds like a rocket with, the fumes coming out the back end of the Weiner Mobile. And I thought that was pretty funny stuff that they would come out with that. They, they made it a whole thing, I think they put it on Twitter. Let's see here. Yeah, on Twitter with that picture. Call us next time you want to ride a Weiner into space. I thought that was pretty funny.
Have you ever come across the Weiner Mobile on the roads?
Yes, I have, and as a matter of fact, if I wasn't the age I was, I had some opportunities to drive the Weiner Mobile. I'm just going to say
Get out of here.
I did not push it as far as I could have. It was very casual, and I politely turned it down right away because it requires a lot of travel and stuff. But then recently, I saw they were looking for somebody, and I knew my son was going through a little bit of a change there, so I sent him the link. I just kind of thought it would be a cool way to see the country, and everybody would want to visit you, and, driving a Weiner Mobile.
Where I saw it was someplace that you would never expect to see the Oscar Mayer Weiner Mobile.
At a lesbian bar?
But dumb. There's a highway that leads through, not like the forest, but through the state park areas of New York and New Jersey, where they can kind of combine in northeast New Jersey and southwest New York, along Rockland, Orange counties, and Bergen County. It's a road that basically starts at the George Washington Bridge and goes to Harriman State Park in New York, the Palisades Interstate Parkway. And there are two rest stops there, one in New York, one in New Jersey. And the one in New York, I was driving through, and there was the Oscar Mayer Mobile just cranking down the highway. And this is one of these forest type highways that no trucks are allowed. And the Weiner Mobile was just trucking along there on the Palisades Interstate Parkway. So I thought that was kind of cool. My one and only event or meetup with the Weiner Mobile.
I think
actually.
Go ahead.
So if you look at it, if no one's ever seen it before, it actually looks like an old Impala. It's a real. There's nothing modern looking about it, and it was very very bulky looking car with this Weiner on top. So I don't know what they adapted the Weiner Mobile from, but yeah, it just seems like an old '64 Impala with a phallic Weiner on top.
Well, I do like the headline from comicbook.com. Oscar Mayer roast Jeff Bezos Blue Origin rocket. That's pretty funny.
Nice. Now, are you a boiled hot dog guy or are you a grilled hot dog guy?
I like them grilled, but every once in a while I like them boiled too. I try not to eat that shit anymore though. I try not to eat any of those. I love that stuff. I love sausages and stuff. Oh boy, somebody's gonna mix that right. I know. Let me back up a bit here. The foods with the sausage casings, I like those, but at the same time, I know they're not all good for you and good for me at my withering age here, so I try not to. But yeah, I like the dirty water dogs off the streets of New York.
Yeah, yeah. You have a specific brand you like?
Just one that's not all chicken lips and assholes. One that's got some beef in it, maybe. I'm not a turkey Frank. I'm not a cheese Frank. I'm not a bit, pork parts. No, I want the kosher beef stuff because I know that's probably a little more closely watched.
Anything kosher, you can't freaking miss. Kosher food is the best food out there.
Yeah, but you go to New York now, and most of the hot dog carts are halal, not kosher. That's the other side.
Yeah, yes, those people.
Great.
That's Mike_Taylor, bothmikes.com.
There's a guy in a turban at the front door. Hold on a second, and I don't think it's Mikestrodamus. Hold on.
And he really did come in on a carpet.
Right.
Nathan's. I'm a Nathan's guy. If I have a choice of anything, Hebrew National is really good, but Nathan's, nothing beats a Nathan's hot dog. God, I remember being in Vegas and walking through New York on the Strip, and there was a Nathan's in there. I was like, oh, I almost freaking peed my pants. But yeah, Nathan's Hot Dog and their French fries. They have the best French fries.
What about in New York? You like going to the papaya place? What's that called? Gray's Papaya. That's what they are. That's the hot dog places all over New York. Gray's Papaya is what they call the place.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, and it's cheap too. It's like $2 hot dog or whatever. Yeah.
I remember in Times Square there used to be a Nathan's that was just gigantic.
Yeah.
And you go in there 2 o'clock in the morning and they'd be open and there'd be like grills set up and the place would be empty. I'm like, oh my god, because I've never been in that particular place unless it was 2 o'clock in the morning in New York City. I didn't frequent Times Square at 2 p.m. on a Saturday.
Right.
But this place was gigantic and it was maybe 20 people in the whole place. But yeah, Nathan's Hot Dogs, the French fries with the little little red fork. Remember the little red fork, little pitchfork?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing better than that, I guess, the fact that my dad, being born and raised in Brooklyn, where Coney Island is, where Nathan started, is probably some help that I've had Nathan's Hot Dogs my entire life.
Well, I can remember being in Carteret, New Jersey, and going up to the hot dog cart, Tommy's Hot Dogs at this park, like at the cross section of town, and used to go there, and he had sabrets. Everything, he had the sabret umbrella, the yellow and blue, and that's what I remember the most about hot dogs or hot dog carts and stuff was the sabrets, all the signage and stuff. See, so that stuff sticks with you. So pick up your Both Mike sticker and put them somewhere.
Yeah, they have an onion sauce too. That's really good.
Yeah, the red.
Yeah, it's the Brett onion sauce.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff.
Yeah, can't beat it. All right, what else is happening out there?
Well, let me get off the wiener.
Again?
That, of course, is the Magic Kingdom.
That's Cinderella's Castle, buddy.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Cinderella's Castle in the Magic Kingdom.
What's happening there?
Guest death confirmed in Disney World incident, according to Inside the Magic.
No one dies at Disney. It's the happiest place on earth. No one dies there.
Well, this is according
they drag your body off property, then pronounce you dead.
Right. This is according. Well, when I read the death situation, you'll go, "Oh, this is how they're getting out of it." This is according to InsideTheMagic.net. Walt Disney World Resort may be the most magical place on earth, but from time to time, incidents unfortunately happen in all theme parks, no matter how safe or how well trained their members are. Members. And then
is there a theme today?
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm going to fast forward through this here. The second quarter 2021 report was recently released, and it confirms several recent incidents at Walt Disney World's 4 theme parks: Epcot, the Magic Kingdom, Disney's Animal Kingdom, and Disney Hollywood Studios, including the unfortunate death of one guest with a pre-existing condition who passed out at Epcot and later passed away at the hospital, just like you said.
Yep.
So on 4/12/21, the Haunted Mansion, a 66-year-old female guest fell and fractured her wrist exiting the attraction. On May 30th, Spaceship Earth, 58-year-old male guest with a pre-existing condition passed out after exiting the attraction and later passed away. 6/19/21, it says Teamboat, but I think there's some typo here. It should be Steamboat Springs, I think.
It's actually Teamboat Springs.
Is it?
That's the family water slide at Blizzard Beach because you could put a team of people into the tube.
Well, there's a 43-year-old male fractured an ankle stepping into the tube. And then on June 29th, the Avatar Flight of Passage, a 27-year-old male guest with a pre-existing condition had a seizure after experiencing the attraction. So it just kind of sticks out that we don't hear about these things. It's kind of like, yeah, you don't need to be here. It's nothing to see here. We'll just put this out on this little thing on the internet that no one will see.
Well, the gentleman, Teamboat Springs, and that's my favorite water slide. Well, my second favorite water slide in the entire park. It was cool because I was able to take Nicholas and Xander both onto that water slide, being 1 and 3 years old, because we're there to hold on to them. But you get to the top. First of all, it's 138 steps to the top of this freaking thing. And yeah, we counted 138 steps. to get to the top, and you walk out onto a platform that is moving, and it's moving the same speed. It's like a gigantic conveyor belt, and it has your tube on it. So you have literally probably 20 feet to get you and your family into this tube and to hold on. So how do you what he broke his ankle or something?
That's what it said. I don't know.
It's nothing is moving fast. It's moving slower than walking speed. So I guess the guy's just a klutz.
I guess.
Yeah, you get into it, and well, maybe when he put his foot in, he slipped. I don't know. You got to be. I don't know.
He should have been doing a hokey pokey. He put his left foot in and pulled it right back out. Well, listen, there's some sad news in a way. They're gonna stop looking for people. Their search and rescue part's over in that Florida
the
condo
side
collapse. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I just got a text here. Mikeistrodamus is running late. They will be here shortly, so let's try to. Hopefully, we'll be here when we're done with this little bit here, this little segment here. But does that surprise you? I mean, what's it been, over 2 weeks, right? That they've been looking for people and bodies?
It's longer than that, right? I think after 2 weeks they knocked down the rest of the building, and it's been like 10 days since they did that, so it might be close to a month.
Well, they're saying there's other buildings in that same area now that they have caution with, that they're worried about, and they're really looking at other buildings there. So,
of course, it's the whole hindsight's 2020 knee-jerk reaction that they're going to go through every building with a fine-tooth comb.
Now, if in 15 years we're watching this program here, I'm just going to go out and say it. Maybe this is how they're acquiring the land for Musk to build that whole train system through there. Hey, these fucking buildings are old. Take them down. They can't claim eminent domain. We're just going to buy them. Matter of fact, we're going to knock them down, then we're going to give you a smaller check.
A beachfront train system?
Yeah, no. Well, remember, Musk is going to build the tunnel. They can't even keep the building up. He's going to build a tunnel propulsion system, pneumatic tube type thing, like they'd have at the bank for your car. Crazy. Well, not for your car, for his car. It's going to be a lightning fast thing. Well, we talked about it before. I don't know. I don't have any of the info. And I am getting a text here. Mikeistrodamus is pulling up right now. I'm gonna get ready for him here because he likes it when I have his music and I have his stuff together here. I've screwed that up before, so I don't want to do that again. Let me get the music going here. Yeah, he's here. He's here. How are you, young Michael?
Mikestrodamus, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very exciting night. We have a very special guest with us this evening. We have a guest from the East, a famous safari guide, all-knowing, all-seeing, omniscient, and former Crazy Yeti salesman from the corner of 4th and Lexington. I give you Mikestrodamus.
Very nice to see you. Very nice to see you. May your daughter's dowry be small.
Welcome, Mikestrodamus. We have been waiting here to hear your infinite wisdom. I have your envelopes right here. They are hermetically sealed and been stored in a mayonnaise jar at Fun Spot since noon today. They are your envelopes. No one knows the contents of these envelopes but you. In your infinite wisdom, without ever seeing the contents, you and you alone know the answers to the questions inside these envelopes. I present to you your first envelope.
Ah, thank you, young Michael. Thank you. Thank you. The answer to the question in the envelope here is Richard Branson. Richard Branson.
Richard Branson.
Name someone with penis rocket ship envy.
Richard Branson.
May you suffer shrinkage in a cold swimming pool.
Ow. Ow.
That was an easy one. That was an easy one. Give me a challenging one.
All right. I have your next envelope right here, sir.
Ah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The answer, they must be good at it.
The answer, they must be good at it.
Let's open here. A hermetic seal really fastens these envelopes down tight.
It's the mayonnaise jar, sir. Sorry.
Why you never see elephants hiding in trees. They must be good at it.
They must be good at it.
Thank you, thank you. May your bark be better than your bite. I don't know what that means either. Someone missed a writers' meeting today. That's what it was.
Yeah. Mikestrodamus, I have your last envelope right here.
Ah, my final envelope. Thank you. Thank you, young Michael. Thank you. Here we are. The answer, they have antibodies. They have antibodies.
They have antibodies. They have antibodies.
Why ants don't get COVID. I see you like that one, young Michael. May your chin diaper not hold all the crap you spew.
Nice.
With that, I bid you adieu, fine young man.
Farewell, Mikestrodamus.
That's my cue for the... Ooh, look at that intern. I'll be right back. I'm going to go check out that
Again?
intern. Hang on a
Still.
second. No, I understand. Just call HR. Let HR handle it. You know I don't like that guy anyway. All right, I think we're back. I don't know if the music played or what. Yeah, it played, but it didn't play because I had the sound down.
We heard him exiting, and we heard the carpet rev up and
friggin'
leave
train wreck here. Friggin' train wreck. My God. All right, so where were we before Mr. Hansy with the interns came in here?
What were we talking about?
Oh, the condo collapse thing. They're thinking that buildings on that same block there could be a problem. They think that there's other opportunities for other buildings to collapse or fall. So they're real worried about that whole area there. I guess if you want beachfront property, that's where it's cheap right now.
Yeah, well, that's possible anywhere. You know, you build a building and it's 40 years old, 50 years old. You can't expect it to stand up forever. Now, they found everybody, or they just found enough people, and now they're just giving up trying to find the rest of the people?
I don't know. I didn't see that part. I remember yesterday hearing it was like 97 or 98 that they could identify victims, and there were still some missing. I thought there was like 157 or something that were unaccounted for total to start.
Yeah,
so
that's what I heard. Now, do you think that some of those people are like, yeah, here's my out? You know, I owe this company money, I owe that company money. I could just be off the grid now for the rest of my life, and my family can collect insurance.
Well, one of the things, an immediate conspiracy, an immediate thing that came out was, and I call it a conspiracy because I can't confirm it and I won't deny it either, but somebody said that they thought Jeffrey Epstein's kill switch was located in that building. You know how he didn't suicide himself? Well,
right.
A kill switch, that's like when you, if something bad happens to me, all this information is going to automatically be released. It's set up, everything's set to go in motion if something happens to me. That's what a kill switch is in this sense anyway. And his kill switch was supposed to be activated after he got suicided, and they're not sure if that kill switch went off, and they're not sure if that kill switch was in that building. I don't believe any of that because it didn't look like a building. It looked like a building he could own the whole building.
Right. Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Anyway, I just think I think it's a bad situation that they have around that area there, and hopefully they'll get some closure with everybody, and hopefully they'll be able to move on.
Yeah, and time heals all wounds. You know how it is. It's just a strange, bizarre situation, and it's also, like I said before, a knee-jerk situation. Something happens, and now all you can hear about on the news is every building that possibly has a little bit of a shake to it, and the infrastructure and bridges that are getting old, and and then it'll fade away, and no one will give a crap, and something else will go wrong. A bridge will fall down somewhere, or some highway will get sucked into a sinkhole, and then it'll be front page news again, and people will be on top of it, and then it'll go away like it always does.
We got that going on. Then on the West Coast, in Oregon and California, we have fires, thousands of acres. The whole West Coast is on fire. The lower end of the West Coast there in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, there's tremendous flooding with a monsoon.
Wow.
This is literally end times we're talking about here with, if you believe the Bible, if you believe Revelations, how they talk about all these things happening, all these catastrophes all over the world. Heck, the only thing we're missing is that volcano in Yellowstone to go off, and we'll be done.
Right. We already got the false prophets.
Yes, exactly.
They've been in office for years now.
They're all called fake news.
Yep.
Jesus. Yeah, but I'm looking at some of these pictures. I heard this fire that was one of the fires in California. Like, there was a guy works for the Pacific, whatever they call it out there, the Pacific Gas and Electric, whatever it's called out there. And they noticed the fire coming from one of their transformers, but where he was located and where this pole was located, or this thing was located, was he couldn't get to it. So he radioed it in and let them know, and then the electric company sent people out there to evaluate it. Well, by the time they got out there, all the woods and brush and everything around it was on fire. So then they had to call the fire department in the forestry, and it was just too late. It was just too far gone. So it's sad that somebody, maybe maybe a different situation, but I don't know. It sounded like it could have been preventable. Yeah.
Well, easier said than done. The guy probably did the best he could, and the best he could was to call somebody else. Unfortunately, he probably wasn't equipped to be taking care of stuff like that. I ever tell you about the time I saved a mall in New Jersey from burning to the ground?
I don't know. I think you did, but let me hear it again.
Yeah, I know. I know I told you, at least. I don't know if I mentioned it on the air. In 1990-something, I was a manager as a part-time job. After my full-time gig, I took a part-time job during Christmas season running a kiosk in the mall in Paramus, New Jersey. And we sold something called a head sock. And it was a fleece hood that had a lot of extra on the bottom, so you can fold it up and use it as a mask. And basically you can be like a Unabomber type mask. And the only thing you would see is your eyeglasses, and you could use it for skiing, and it protected your neck and your ears, and it was great. It really worked good. You can get it waterproof or not waterproof, real comfortable, blah, blah, blah. I sold a crap load of these, and behind my kiosk was a place called Crabtree and Evelyn, and it was it was like a candle scent spa type of store. It sold bathrobes and all kinds of candles and bath bombs and crap like that, and stuff that smelt. If that's a word, smelt. So I'm doing my thing. I'm showing someone how this thing works, and like pulling it up and running the strings and everything. And all of a sudden I hear a crash behind me. I turn around and look, and there's a guy, probably sees a little pudgy guy with a 3-piece suit on, and he knocks over a candle that's lit into some dried flowers. So I'm like, all right, he's a man. He started a fire. He is a man. He knows how to put out a fire.
No, he hauls ass, I bet.
Right? So I turn around and finish selling this product to this guy. I ring it up, throw his credit card, rung, boom. Have a great day, sir. Thank you so much. I turn around, and the damn store is ablaze because of these things. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Wow.
So I walk in there, and he grabs a bathrobe. I'm like, good thinking. You take a bathrobe, you could smother the fire with this. He's got wax burning. He's got flowers burning. And he throws the bathrobe on real quick, and then pulls the bathrobe off before it's smothered.
So
now we have a bathrobe
flames,
on fire. There's a bathrobe on fire. There's a candle on fire. There's all kinds of stuff, dried flowers on fire, and a vase, and no water.
Nice.
So I'm like, all right, buddy, out of the way. So I grab the burning bathrobe. I grab the vase that has the burning flowers in it, and I pick it up on fire, and I look around, and there's a carpet on the floor. So I'm like, all right, where am I going to put this? Like, I walk out into the mall where it's like a terrazzo type tile, and I take the thing and it's burning, and I put it on the ground and start stomping on it, and someone comes over with a water bottle and starts sprinkling water on it. And yeah, basically, if I didn't turn around and do something, this old man who I thought was a man, but he was more like a man-child, had no idea how to put out a fire. So I saved the store. I saved the mall from burning down on a Tuesday afternoon. Wait.
You get a wiener in space for that. Very nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So
thank you.
They actually did give me a nice basket of stuff, and I don't know what it was in it. I just gave it to my mom for Christmas. So
nice. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, you've been on one of those slingshot rides, like at the carnival or at one of these amusement parks, where they, like in Kissimmee they have at the Orlando Wheel area.
I've kind of wanted to do it, but no. I would rather do the coaster one, the one where they pull you up by the string and then let you go and swing back and forth. I'd rather do that than be shot into the air, because I've seen too many YouTube videos on things that can go wrong with these rubber band type slingshot things.
Well, something went wrong with this one. Here's a picture. It's a still picture on the video here.
Oh, wow. Wow, look at that.
You can catch the video on YouTube. I'm going to put this on the website. These girls are taking off, and a bird flies into the path, and that girl's like wearing a bird for a second, and
that's a seagull.
Throws the bird off. Yeah, and then they say nothing, that the bird was fine and she was fine, everybody was fine, but
that bird was not fine.
That
bird.
Yeah, this is at the Jersey Shore. This is in Wildwood. On the Slingshot Ride.
I noticed this is the beach.
At Maury's Piers in Wildwood, New Jersey. July 6th this happened.
Yeah. I can recognize that as the beach. I wasn't sure which beach, and then there's you can see the boardwalk, but I wasn't sure which boardwalk. So Wildwood, I was there 5 years ago. I took Brenda to experience the Jersey Shore effect, and we actually had like tornadoes the day we got there, and like all the lights were out in town, so we had to go to a bar in the neighboring town until the lights came back on. It was interesting. Rest of the time we had great weather, but yeah, I would not be doing a slingshot thing like that. But yeah, a seagull slamming into you. I'm sure she was mortified.
Yeah, it's like riding in your car and a bird hit. You never see it. You always see the birds flying across in the air and stuff, and somehow you always miss them. But every once in a while, I guess, it's just math after a certain point.
I'm surprised the beak didn't get her in the throat.
Yeah, this uneventful story here. I should have ended it differently. I should have said there was a lot of blood and carnage, and she had a badly scarred face, and You know, because that's what everybody wants. They all want to drive by the accident and look and see the bodies hanging out the windows and shit. They don't want to see two people standing there exchanging insurance information.
Right. And the thing is, the girl next to her, I'm guess friend, sister, whatever the case may be, does she even know what happened?
Yeah, I don't even think she's aware that there's a situation happening right next to her there that could, it's just a bad situation.
Right. But yeah, there's actually a place in, I thought of a restaurant idea or like a food court idea, God, years ago. And, you know how potatoes are like literally 10 cents a pound?
Okay, yeah.
Right? Imagine like popcorn bucket size French fries. And you could have like sour cream and onion flavor, barbecue flavor, salt and vinegar. And you could just have like any kind of like frizzle fries, waffle fries, steak fries, any kind of fry configuration you want cut. And any size container and any flavor you possibly can imagine. French fries at 10 cents a pound, wholesale. And then I go to Wildwood 5 years ago.
There it is.
And there it is on the freaking boardwalk. And I think it's Mueller's Boardwalk or something like that. And they have literally popcorn, movie theater popcorn bucket size French fries that you can buy and have flavors just like I freaking said.
Wow.
You know, if you have it like in a mall or like next to a movie theater, you know, granted it's kids that would buy stuff like that, but yeah, I think you would do pretty good, you know.
Well, when I went to Canada, maybe 10 years ago or
Canada. Go ahead.
Vancouver, there were these poutine places all over the place. You ever had poutine?
A poontang? Yeah,
Yes,
a couple times.
yes.
I don't remember her name.
No, they eat the fries with different gravies and different toppings, different gravies that you dip your fries into. Poutine.
Like disco fries, which is a big thing in the diners in New Jersey. It has like mozzarella and brown gravy on top.
Oh,
disco.
wow.
Yeah.
Sounds messy. Sounds sloppy.
It is messy and sloppy. Houlihan's actually used to have it in Texas when I was there, but I remember it from the diners in Jersey called disco fries.
Well, I just put a picture up. I just put a picture up of this place. It's called F&D. That's like Frank and Dave. I don't know what it stands for. It's F&D Cantina in Lake Mary. The restaurant is reopening today. The Mexican restaurant has been closed since June 12th when a car plowed through the front of the building. It happened at 9 in the morning. It was an older woman. This is according to ClickOrlando.com. Thank God nobody was there and she didn't get hurt. CEO of F&D Restaurant Concepts, Charlie Robinson, said in June. She drove into the handicap spot. We just think she didn't stop.
She mistaked the gas pedal for the brake. It's usually the thing here.
Well, can you imagine, if she was out a little bit later, it was Friday night, dinner time, people going into and further cars and in and out the restaurant, all over the place, waiting and walking, and could have been ugly.
Yep. It happened here in St. Augustine probably a month or two ago. The Flagler Hospital, they have like an outreach center in the area here, literally a mile from the house. And an older woman mistaked the brake for the accelerator or vice versa, and boom, right through the front door.
So, I mean, I don't know all the particulars here, but at that moment in time, when you hear about this situation, does she keep her license or not? It doesn't tell us how old she is.
Well, they have protocols in place for things like that. What's her driving record? They have a point system. Is that considered careless driving? Is it considered reckless driving?
I don't know. I think you could go 50 years without a problem, and all of a sudden you could be too old to drive and not know it, and something like this happens, and then what? We got to wait till 3 or 4 more times for this to happen? I mean, I get it. I don't want to take anything from her, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it is, with some, if she was to leave the scene of an accident, that'd be another thing. Mm-hmm. But, she has a certain amount of points for this infraction. Hopefully she was cited for this. I don't think she should get away scot-free and say, oh, it's okay, and just give her a pat on the head and let her go on her merry little way.
Well, I did find her name in here, and I called her on the phone, and she said she was looking for the drive-through.
She found it. She found it.
Wait a second. Hold on here. Hold on. I got some applause from the studio audience here for that one.
Ah, okay. The applause button.
Yeah. I was really looking for this one. The crickets. But
Well, I hope it works on your end because I can't hear it.
well, that's because you're old and deaf.
That's beside the point.
Chevy Bolt with a B, not Volt,
Again?
but Bolt
What's
again.
wrong with these things?
Again, we just talked about this in a previous
Yep, last
episode
week.
here. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. Hang on, let me pull it up here. Chevy Bolts recalled again for fire risk. So this is like on top of that thing we talked about last.
So you
last
meant it literally when you said when you wanted to blow it up.
Yes. This is according to TheVerge.com. General Motors is recalling 217 and 219 model year Chevy Bolts a second time because of risk that battery packs could catch fire. The new recall comes after two Bolts recently caught fire despite having received the purported software fix from the previous recall, which was first announced in November 2020. GM has finally shed a little light on the source of the problem. The automaker says that working with battery supplier LG Chem, it discovered that some of the cells that make up the Bolts pack have two simultaneous manufacturing details. They did not specifically say what details. This is where it gets fun to me. This is where shit. I saw it before and I'm looking for it. Here we go. Here's the new restrictions. Now, you bought one of these electric cars because you're a, peace-loving hippie who hugs trees or whatever. You don't want whale fishing, okay, whatever. You want to save the planet, I get it. Even though you don't realize when you plug it in the outlet, they're burning coal to get you that. And then they're burning fossil fuels to get the coal to the planet. You don't understand any of that, that's fine. You want to feel good about yourself in an electric car, that's fine. But this is what GM wants you to do now that you've gone green. Okay. GM says it's still preparing the recall, so it's telling its owners to take a bunch of precautions in the meantime until they're able to check and attempt to fix every vehicle. The company says owners shouldn't charge the vehicle to more than 90%. Or let it drop below 70 miles, which is roughly 27%. Now that means owners will only be able to use about 60%, or around 155 miles, of their vehicle's capacity until GM is able to complete the new recall. They also say owners should charge their vehicles after each use, according to GM, of course, but GM is still warning owners not to park their vehicles inside or near their house and says they shouldn't leave Bolts charging overnight. GM has more information, including support numbers, on its recall website. What are your thoughts, Mike? Let's say you own a Chevy Bolt. What do you do at this point?
Drive it through the showroom window.
Get that lady to drive it to the dealer for you.
Yep, exactly, and throw the keys. Throw the keys right at Mr. Hurd.
Jesus, crazy.
Yeah. We kind of go over this weekly with the Mikeisms.
Yes.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yes.
Find out what all the problems that the car has, then fix it. Don't fix one, then have another problem, then fix the other, and throw a Band-Aid on it. God, I've only owned one Chevy in my life, and that was because I bought it from a friend for $100.
Nice.
Yeah. Grew up a Ford family, and I try to stick with Ford as much as I can. I'm not a fan of Chevy at all, let alone the Bolt.
Well, being you brought up the Mikeisms, do you have the Mikeisms handy? I think I got one to add today. Maybe we'll review them real quick. Got about 5 minutes.
That's fine. I have them right in front of me,
Perfect.
and I came up with one that might be a good one too.
All right, good. Mikeism, and in case you don't know what a Mikeism is, it's simply rules to live by, things to put your life after. Mikeisms, like number one is everything's fake.
Everything is fake. Yes.
It's all fake. Nothing's real. It's a simulation. Everything's fake. Our monetary system's fake. The news is fake. Everything's fake. As soon as you realize that everything's fake and it don't friggin' matter, you understand everything's fake. Mikeism number one. What's Mikeism number two?
People are stupid.
Yes. People are stupid. People in large masses are even stupider. So beware of large crowds of people. But pretty much, people are stupid. They're going to do and say stupid things. They could put your life in jeopardy. Understand that people are stupid.
Yes, people will knock over vases of dried flowers into candles and not know what the frick to do with it.
Yes. Mikeism number 3.
Don't trust anyone.
Pretty self-explanatory there.
Yeah, and I can relate that to the same exact thing. I turned around. Look,
you trusted the guy would do the right thing.
A man.
Yeah.
A full-grown man. He knows how to put out a fire. Don't trust anyone, because the mother flipper didn't know what the hell to do and almost burned down the whole damn store.
Mikeism number 4.
Don't tell anyone anything they don't need to know.
Pretty self-explanatory. Honest officer, I only had 17 beers before I left the bar. Really? You know, I mean, come on.
Exactly, yeah. Some things are better left unsaid.
Mikeism number 5.
Measure twice, cut once. Gee, didn't we just go over that?
Pretty self-explanatory stuff. And I'm hoping that if you're listening to this, you understand these things and you live your life by these things. Because I consider it a guide. That's why they're called Mikeisms here. Mikeism number 6.
Guilty by association. Yes.
Whose weed is this in the car? None of ours. Well, you're all going.
You are judged by the company you keep.
Pretty much. Mikeism, what are we, number 7 now?
7. Never go against the family.
Never go against the family, let me tell you.
Yep.
I mean, pretty
he might
much.
Be an asshole, but he's our asshole.
That's right. I can pick on him.
You can't call him an asshole.
That's right. You can't, I can. That's the difference. That's my blood. That's my family. You can't. So, and that goes for friends too. You know, I think family and friends is kind of together. You know, you don't do that. You don't do that. We're at Mikeism number 8. Do we have an 8 yet?
Yes. Be aware of your surroundings.
Yes. When you walk into a place, you know.
And I actually was thinking about this one the other day. All right. Now, if you're watching on twitch.tv/bothmikes, what I have is I have a gold chain. I've had this for probably 30 years. My mom gave it to me. I can't remember if it was high school graduation or 21st birthday or something, maybe a wedding gift somewhere along the line. But my mom bought it for me. My dad was alive, but of course my mom bought it. And I've worn it. The only time I've ever taken it off is for surgeries or MRIs or any crappy crap like that. And I've worn it, and no one ever makes any comment of it. But when people do make a comment of it, it makes me extremely wary.
Tuck it in.
Why are you commenting on my nice chain?
Right.
It's a pretty substantial chain.
Yeah.
And whenever someone does mention, oh, you have a nice chain there, it automatically makes me aware of my surroundings.
Well,
why are you saying something about my chain?
In the hood, talking to other hood rats, they would refer to you as, watch me run the jewels on this guy. That's what they say, run the jewels. You're going to walk up and snatch that necklace and take off. That's running the jewels.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize you were that much of an urban kind of guy to know the lingo.
Hey, you got to understand other people's languages. I understand a lot more Spanish than I lead on to. Back in the days at the RFC, I had that foretop of people from a Latin country, and they were laughing. They had a $120 tab, and they were laughing that they weren't going to leave me any money, but they were saying all this in Spanish. So I just stood there and folded my arms and made eye contact with all of them until they uncomfortably stopped talking. And I said, "No para, sigue," which means don't stop, keep going. And they all looked at me like their eyes got real friggin' wide, like, holy crap, he understood Spanish. I don't understand everything, but I understood enough to know that you were going to F me in the A there on a tip. I ended up getting $20-$30, so it was good.
Nice. Exactly.
So that's it. We were at 8 on the list, right?
Yes, we were at 8.
What you said you have a contribution there? What are you thinking?
Yeah. And I heard this earlier. Someone talking about it, and there are no secrets. Now let me explain. All right, you go on Google, and and which has really only existed, say, for 20 years. We'll give it, it's probably 95, 97, but really, people started using it in this decade, in the 2000s and forward. All those nice places that you seen on on pictures on Google now, but like no one knew about places like Blue Springs State Park, and just different. There's a place called Hamilton Hole right outside of Austin, and it's what they call like a C note. It's a sinkhole, and then inside the sinkhole is like a roof almost, and there's a opening in the top, and then there's like a spring, and people can go visit there. And these are things that no one knew about.
They have one of those not far from you now, near Gainesville in Williston, called Devil's Den. Same thing.
So and like up there, where you go tubing in the Gainesville area, these are things that like no one knew about. Only like locals knew about, and they were secrets.
Well, yeah, you didn't want all them damn tourists coming from Disney clogging up the place, polluting it and crap.
Exactly. But along comes Google, and it shows like there's a clickbait thing: the 10 nicest places in Florida no one knows about. And then you click through it, and now 10 million people know about Hamilton Hole outside of Austin, or Blue Springs that has the natural springs that you can go swimming at.
All right.
And they come by in the droves and they ruin these places.
Well, they're expecting the little Disney guy behind him with the little broom and sweep thing, all dressed in white, sweeping constantly. That's not the way it is in some of these environments. They're nature, and you have to protect them.
And there's no fast pass now. Everybody's there. Like the Glen. So is it Silver Glen up in your area? I'm sure before the internet, that place was a nice, serene place where you go up there and there's maybe 10 boats or so.
Right.
Now say with Disappearing Island, and now forget it. Everybody who knows how to put a boat in the water is there.
Well, and now it looks like one of those MTV shows. Everybody's trying to outdo each other and turn their music up louder. Look, our girls can get more naked than your girls, and I'm okay with all that stuff. I mean, I'm cool with that. But yeah, just everything in moderation. We got about a little over 2 minutes here. You have any shout outs, Mike?
Hi, Mom.
I do like the addition of the Mikeisms, and make sure you tune in to the next show. We're going to do another live show on Twitch right after this. I'm going to have another addition to the Mikeisms in show 41, episode 41. So stick around for that. And if you're listening to this on YouTube or one of our podcast affiliates there, just remember, go to the next one, 41, and you'll hear another new Mikeism right after this one. So
cool. So is that one a good one?
I like it. Yeah. I think it's a good one. Yeah, I think you're right on. Yeah, there are no secrets. Yeah, I like it. So I want to give a shout out to my buddy Gino Losi again. I wouldn't shout anybody out if I didn't believe in it or understand that this is something you need to get involved in. Gino Losi, if you're going fishing anywhere in Florida, this is the guy. I just took an avid fisherman with me out on this guy's guide boat thing, and this avid fisherman who's been fishing for 30 years said he's never seen anything like it, like this guy or like anything. He put you on the fish. They're monster fish. It was a fun day. I was physically wiped out and exhausted the next day from fishing so much. So I know that sounds funny. So check that out. Check out the Melon Patch Theater in Leesburg. Check out my friend Dustin Levine there. He does a great job. They do community theater. It's not Broadway, but they do Broadway-style shows. They have comedy shows. Or you can just make a donation. Sponsor them with your business, if you would. I'm sure they would really appreciate that. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in to episode 40. Look forward to seeing you in episode 41 here shortly.
Awesome.
Let me find the right button here. There we are. All right, we'll see you next time.
Ciao, folks.